Clive Williams. Your guest, the sage, the wise man, the seer, the man who tells us what we need to do to empower ourselves with the power of numbers. Bernard Adolphus. My friend, welcome once more. You know, I just, as you heard that fascinating conversation with Dr. Pam Winkler about the power of the mind. Now, you address the power of the mind in much the same way, only that you're saying that numbers is part of the tools we can use.
I already have a question for when she's back on the show to ask her.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wanted to know, in her mind, what's the difference between the mind and the brain?
You know, that's a question that I was going to ask her. Certainly, it's an answer that I know, but certainly, and I know that I don't know. Let me explain to our listeners. We don't really know. The brain is the functional, mechanical part of us. The mind is that ethereal part that we can't touch. But it's there. There are researchers, scientists who believe, neuroscientists who believe that the mind has its location somewhere in the heart because of the impact of everything on our heart and the role our heart plays in our day-to-day functioning. So the mind is that ethereal part of us that we can't pinpoint. It's not like the lung or the kidney, but certainly it is that mind, the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, which governs our behavior. The conscious mind, we process things and events, and we analyze whether this is good for us or not. The unconscious mind is that repository of all the ideas that we've had, all the thoughts we've had, all the experiences we've had all through our lives. The unconscious mind downloads that pretty much like a computer. So the computer was literally modeled of our minds. The actual model for the modern computer that Norbert Wiener was instrumental in creating back in the 40s was modeled on the mind, on the brain, and how it functions. And so I guess that may be the answer, but there's so much that we don't know.
Well, the only thing about that part of it is that it doesn't have emotions or feelings.
The brain.
See, and so from my studies or research in the mind is that the more pieces you're playing with, the longer your mind, the longer your name, the smarter you are because you have more pieces to play with.
And so more pieces to play with means what?
Meaning that, okay, if you're cooking and you forget to put in an ingredients, when you finish, you can't put it in.
No.
Right. See, or any ingredients you're putting too much of, that's what you're going to taste when the food is finished. The mind, if you have too much ones in the name, then you're too aggressive, you're too determined, you're too bossy, you're too pushy. You have to learn that you have this, that you can tone it down.
That's fascinating. How do people discover, that they have too many ones, too many twos, too many threes? That's where you come in.
Yes, everything is a balance. Everything is a balance. You see, and so if you understand that, I would tell my client is that you're too emotional. How do you control your emotions? One, turn down your expectations.
Oh, but so you can't you can change the name, but it's kind of unrealistic to expect people are going to change their names midstream.
Right.
Take parts of their name out.
Right.
So what you do is discovering that you help people to understand how to temper.
Yes, you have too much of this, you tone it down. You have too little of this, you tone it up.
Okay. So use me as a guinea pig.
Okay.
My name is Clive. Right. What does that tell you about me?
The C and the L, right up the top it says, no patience for stupidity. Don't ask stupid questions. Your mind is always thinking. You have a faster computer. It's hard to keep up with you because your computer is faster.
What about that gives you that impression of me?
Because if you look at the that's 33, I call it 33, the two trees there. The 3 is philosophy, creativity, and thinking. The 12-hour clock, the 12-inch ruler, 12 months in a year, the 12 zodiac sign.
So the 12 zodiac, the 12, all these 12s are threes.
Are trees.
2 and 1,
2 and
1 and
1.
2.
So the 3, 12, 21, and 30 is the same in the calendar and in the alphabet, and in the calendar is the C, the L, and the U.
Well, what happens to all these people who are bugging out right now saying, these guys are nuts. They don't know what they're talking about. This is not maths that they're talking. How do they come to that conclusion? What do you say to them?
The name of the game is to, again, have an understanding for myself. I have 7 names, so I have a whole lot of pieces I'm playing with. So for my life, I stay in the now. I don't live too much in the past. I don't live too much in the future. I live more in the now, and don't. I believe that the problem with most people, you have one problem, you don't take care of it, you're going to have 2. You're going to have 3, you're going to have 5. If you cannot take care of 1, how are you going to take care of 5?
Would you recommend, therefore, Bernard, that every individual in their right mind get a reading, get to know what their name means, get to know how we arrive at these numbers?
Yes.
Because, when you made it clear to me almost 30 years ago that everything that you do is associated with numbers, no teacher, whether in primary, tertiary institutions, ever told me the importance of numbers. They just say, do the problem, solve the problems. So what is the problem? The problem is really, finding answers to contend with life's challenges. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Being happy, being joyful, having relationships that last a lifetime, being able to survive difficult times, tragedies, sickness, death.
You cannot produce what you don't have. If a person does not have the FOX in their mentality, they are not domesticated.
Break that down.
The number 6 is family. Is a number that is when you have it, the kitchen is yours. Most master chefs were born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th.
Interesting.
You see? And so it's the same. I've always wondered if Aunt Jemima, when she was creating her pancakes, how many trials she had before it came to what she really wanted. If you have it, it's like you have the E, the N, and the W in your name. If you have several of those, then that's what makes you a writer or master of languages. If you do not have the D, the M, and the V in your name, you don't like math. Mathematics is not your thing. Or have it in your birth path, the 4, 13, 22, or 31. Okay?
Fascinating. Can you tell us just? I know this is a tough one, but just tell us some people, some examples of people that we can understand how numbers affect them. Let me just take Mandela or even Trump for that matter. Let me take a stab at it. What does his numbers, Trump numbers, tell you about him?
Well, okay, this is what I got from Mr. Trump when he first decided that he was going to run. Mr. Trump birth number is the 5 and 4. That's the 2 numbers that from his birth number, the 5 and the 4. America is 4 and 5.
Break that down just a little bit.
The America birth date is July
July
4th,
4th.
1776.
Yes.
That works out to 5 and 4.
Interesting.
And so 4 and 5 is 9, and he is the 45th president, which is the same 9. And 9 end things. 9 is the ending. 9 9 is 81. 8 plus 1 is still 9. 9 3 is 36. 6 is still 9. And apart from that, 2020 was a master number 22 year. And his destiny number is a master number 22, a master builder. And he built a whole lot. But look what happened in the master number year. Destroy. You see, and this year he's in his 5th year. Last year was, so it's all cycles.
What does it tell you about the man and his demeanor, his numbers?
Well, I don't know if you ever had the opportunity of looking at, there's a great friend of his, Roy Cohen. If you ever see that, he has us on television, how that whole group works and what they teach each other. You see? And the name of the game is that when he has the D in Donald, and he has the M in Trump, and he's a 4 by birth. That's why a brilliance come from, but at the same token, the words Tom is a 4.
But he's a master number 22.
Yeah, he's 5 and 4 by birth. A master number 22 destiny, a master builder, and a master destroyer.
Yeah. So numbers have a positive and a negative polarity, right?
Yes, everything does.
Yeah.
Everything has the negative and the positive. So it's to understand the pieces that your name Mandela, and I think I read most of his books. There's the long journey home, 600 pages. I cried, I laughed. It was fascinating reading from him, and to see what he have gone through. And he's an 9 and 8 by birth. He has an 8, the same place you have it. And look at the 9s are the humanitarians.
Yeah.
You see, and he came out, and and another thing about it is that the clerk born on a 9 day, and Mandela is a 9, and took him out.
If folks, this is really fascinating information, and you certainly might want to get more information. I'm sure Bernard is going to give you his number that you can get in touch with him for more information. Bernard, you want to share a number?
My cell is 347-939-2087. And my landline is 718-692-2920.
I want you to repeat those numbers.
Cell is 347-939-2087.
And
the landline is 718-692-2920.
Listen, you want to get a sense of where you are, who you really are, then I ask you, make the call. Bernard will be frequently on here giving more information. We are going to, and I promise you, we are going to make by the next show, we're going to make it possible for you to get in touch with me so that if you need to get more information on the show, how you can be a part of the show, I will certainly make sure that happens by the next show. We're work in progress. Conversations with Clive Williams will come back to you next Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. We are, follow us on Our World Media on Instagram. Instagram is @OurWorldMedia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Our World Media, the number 1. Our World Media 1. I'm Clive Williams, and this is Conversations with Clive Williams. I look forward to talking to you next week, same time.